We got to start here. It was only a few days ago that they topped UPS in terms of market cap, but we're talking FedEx. And the part that I found kind of surprising here is that they said basically there's no material impact from the war in the Mideast.
Okay.
But anyway, the stock for FedEx, it's advanced about 23% this year through yesterday's close. They say adjusted earnings is going to be $19.30 to $20.10 a share for the fiscal year. That's up from no more than $19 under the previous guidance. The company has been undergoing something of a broad overhaul. They've been combining the express air freight and the ground delivery networks. They're often seen, I mean, you mentioned this before, as an economic bellwether. Its business spans a pretty wide swath of industries and consumers around the world. Now, the CEO there, Raj Subramanian, assured Wall Street that FedEx's own performance was pretty steady. He said on the conference call that demand trends fundamentally remain unchanged heading into their fiscal fourth quarter, and the first 2 weeks in March essentially have been in line with the expectations. The company also said the planned spin-off of the freight unit, that does remain on track for the month of June at this point. And tariffs also remain another major unknown for the company. They also are among companies that are suing to get refunds for the tariffs. And that is that's quite a mess, because you'll recall the Supreme Court didn't address whether or not they could get refunds. That's left to the judge in Lower Manhattan at the trade court, and he's taking no prisoners.
So if all these companies get refunds, do the consumers get a refund too for the price hike?
Lisa, get your head out of the clouds. You know them. Here's our next stock. You know them for Hellmann's mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Unilever in talks to sell its food business to McCormick, the spice people. So I'm imagining at this point nutmeg flavored mayonnaise.
Oh, sure. Don't say it. Oh.
Anyway, it would be what would be the biggest overhaul of the company since it was founded about a century ago. Unilever said this morning they received an offer from the spices and seasons maker. McCormick's based in Maryland, but there's no certainty a deal may be achieved. Any sale would mark the biggest transaction in the history of McCormick, which is really just a fraction of the size of Unilever. No details on how any deal would be financed. Unilever's food unit has a potential equity value, at least according to Bloomberg Intelligence, of around $33 billion. It would mark the end of Unilever competing with big food rivals like Kraft Heinz. The CEO there, Fernando Fernandez, what a great name. He's made it clear that food is no longer his main focus. He sees beauty, personal care, and well-being as
for Unilever's product,
the keys to future growth.
All right.
Lisa, what is well-being?
It's a big market, John Tucker, all the beauty products. Are you kidding me?
All right,
my daughter has a drawer full of them that I'm paying for.
Tell me about it. Finally, the satellite company, Planet Labs, this is a Google partner, delivering record revenue for its latest fiscal year, reflecting growing demand for satellite imagery. The company says revenue for the quarter that ended January, a record $86.8 million. Planet Labs also said it ended the year with a $900 million backlog. That's a pretty big jump relative to the prior fiscal year. Earlier this week, Planet Labs said it would work with NVIDIA on ways to adopt graphic processing units for use in imaging processing. Planet Labs plans to integrate its GPUs in the next generation Pelican satellites in Owl constellation. I mean, who knew? Satellite imagery is like the thing.
I know back in the 90s when sending up private satellites was actually kind of a cool thing, they would invite us Wall Street people down to French Guiana to witness these satellite launches. It was
Let's go to the launch.
We'd go down like a 15-hour flight, go out and
it's like
go
Devil's Island.
Crazy for a couple of days, and then watch this thing go up, then fly home. And that's what we did.
And that was it.
Yeah, that's when it was big.